Good morning everybody, or good afternoon, depending on what time of day you're watching this. Can you believe, I think we started doing these monthly videos in March or April. I can't believe that this is the October one. So October was a relatively quiet month for me in terms of making, because October is always dominated by Ali Pali. The beginning of October is dominated by the preparation for the Ali Pali knitting and stitching show. Then there's that knitting, then I actually go and do the knitting and stitching show, and then I spend about 2 weeks recovering from the knitting and stitching show. If you haven't been to the Ali Pali knitting and stitching show, it is, I believe, one of the biggest shows in Europe, and it definitely takes its toll, particularly takes its toll more every year as I get older. So because of Ali Pali, I only ever knit really simple things or crochet really simple things in October, and this month you will see is no exception. So first off, I have the Mindless Knit Scarf, which is this, which I love. Now I have spoke about these a lot. It is the simplest thing, but I have added a little bit of a twist. I've added these Pom Poms this time, which is a bit of a twist. This is knitted in the Rico Essentials Baby Alpaca and Merino, which when I've spoken about this yarn before, I've said to you, I cannot believe how soft and squishy this yarn is. It's beautiful. It's 90% baby alpaca and 10% wool, and honestly, it feels amazing. It's $8.99 for a 50-gram ball, so it is an investment if you're going to be knitting a garment in it, but it's perfect for accessories and will be so warm as well. So I wanted something, it's quite a long journey for us down to Ali Pali, it's about 4 hours in the van. I'm lucky enough that I don't drive, I generally get in the van with Stephen. So I wanted a project that I could knit in the van, so really easy, in the hotel room at the end of the day when I'm absolutely shattered, and then in the van on the way home when it's dark. So it needs to be something I don't have to think about. And a Mindless Knit Scarf is perfect for this. I've picked 3, I've done this one in Arran, I have done them previously in DK, and I have literally picked 3 somebody was going to come and join us on video then. I've picked 3 shades of the Alpaca Arran that I think look beautiful together. Very reminiscent of Neapolitan ice cream, and that's not a bad thing at all. So I've used 3 balls, so it makes it quite affordable as well. Cast on 33 stitches. I started with the cream, which is here, and all you do is knit until the whole ball is used, and then add on your next colour, and then the final colour. What's quite interesting about this, and I showed this to Amy in the office when I brought it in, there's part of the colour, this is called taupe, there's part of the taupe colour that I think is really untidy. And I'm not sure what I was watching on telly at the time, but it's not my neatest knitting. But this scarf is really forgiving, so it doesn't matter. This is a free pattern that's available to download on our website, and my top tip for this is don't overthink it. You can do a mindless scarf with any yarn, any colours, cast on any number of stitches, it really doesn't matter. It is the perfect project to knit when your mind's a bit overloaded and you want to make something, but you don't want to think about making anything. What I have done for this at the end is I've cast off, I've sewn my ends in. I have then, I'm going to show you, added Pom Poms to the end, and I have used my yarn tail from cast on and my yarn tail from cast off. And if I can open this, I'm doing well. And I have gathered up, used that yarn tail, gathered up the end just with a simple running stitch across, and then sewn up a tiny little bit of the border, so there's almost a little hole here. And then I have threaded through the pom-pom. So you can see that this is threaded through there. These are Trimmets 11cm pom-poms. They are an incredible pom-pom for the money, they really are. They're not machine washable, so this means by tying them on like this, gives the scarf a bit of a different look with the gathered ends, but also means you can take these off to wash them, and say super easy. So I'll tie that back on. So that is my Mindless Knit Scarf, started and completed in October, so delighted with that one. I just think, like I said, the pom-poms make a real little difference at the end. So that was one of my projects. When I came back from Ali Pali, my brain didn't work for quite a few days. So I started a granny square in this. This is one of our most popular yarns. This is James C. Brett Marble Chunky. It's been in the James C. Brett stable for years. There's definitely over 40 colours. We may even be getting near 50 colours. It is a beautiful yarn, 150 grams. Oh, 200 grams, sorry, 200 grams. And there are 312 metres on each ball. And it knits, it's a standard chunky, so it knits to any standard chunky pattern. I have used so far 4 balls for this one. I'm going to use 5 balls in total. And all I've done is a really, really simple granny square. I've chained 4, joined with a slip stitch, and then I've done 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles, 2 chain for my first go round. And then I've just continued that granny square. And look at this, look at how it showcases the colours. I'm using a 6mm hook. What I am going to do, I can smell my fire on this. I've got a log burner in my lounge and I can smell it on this. It smells amazing. And then what I'm going to do to finish this off is a chunky tassel on each corner. So there you go, a chunky tassel like that on each corner just to finish it off. And honestly, it's been such a great project to do, to just pick up and put down, and really, really, really simple. So that is, we think this is going to be a new pattern, and this is going to be called Falling Leaves. So that's the Falling Leaves blanket. Like I say, you can do it in any marble chunky, and the colours, I've got some colours out just to show you. Got this one, which is shade 43, beautiful, nice, rich red. There's greens and blues here, and that's shade 90. I'm using shade 45. And this one is shade 27. So that's the marble chunky. Now, the next one up is this, the Bonjour High. I'm going to pop this on and show you. How fabulous is that? I've possibly got it a little bit twisted, so excuse me, I've got a mirror. I went to a textile show in October, I think it was the weekend after Ali Pally, and I went and met my friend Sarah there. I know Sarah through the shop. She was our Rowan rep for a long, long time. She's an incredible knitter. She always looks fabulous. And she turned up with this shoulder cowl on, and I fell in love with it. So much to it uses 400 metre grams of sock yarn, 2 balls of Rowan Kid Silk Haze or a similar mohair yarn. Sarah got stopped a couple of times going around the show with people asking her what she was making, and I couldn't get it out of my head. So much so that when I got home, I spent a couple of hours at home going through my stash. Didn't have the perfect yarn for it, so came into the shop at 5 o'clock on a Sunday night to get the perfect yarn. I don't actually have a ball of this colour to show you because unfortunately it's sold out, and I am waiting for delivery. But this was the shade of mohair that I used, which was shade 653. And I used shade 7429 of a crazy Zauber ball. I've wanted an opportunity to use a crazy Zauber ball for ages, and this was the perfect project for it. But like I say, you could use any 2 4-ply yarns really together, or you could knit it in 1 strand of DK. And this is the Bonjour High. It's a free pattern, it's on Ravelry, and it's from a Canadian yarn shop called Espace Tricot. If perchance you're watching this in Canada, do check them out. If you're nearby, and I know one of our customers said the other day she's only 20 minutes away from them, do go in and thank them for their beautiful patterns because they do some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. So there you go, that's what's kept me busy in October.